My name is Priscilla, and I write an analysis letter when I have a crush to note-taking apps. So intense that I don't know what else to do. So there are 5 in total. The nerdy microbiologist, the logical programmer, the nonchalant data analyst, the speedy hunter or polyamorous relationship. Welcome back. My name is Priscilla and welcome to this fine evening. We're gonna discuss note-taking app alone in my room. To explain how to use your apps, here are the timestamps below based on note-taking apps out there and its unique functions, compatibility to your note-taking style. The identity crisis is to know who you are and what fits you. In order to properly find your soulmate for a note-taking app, the most important thing is finding your purpose for the app. I am thinking of how to explain this whole thing to you. Let's begin with the flashback. When I was a baby, I suck on things and see what my preferences are for toys, food, because we're at the Freud oral stage of exploring life. As I grow up, I made friends, guys, majors. I have dated, flirted, hooked up with, broken up with so many types of note-taking apps. On the journey, I reflect and discover who I am and try not to make regretful decisions. Theoretically, in an ideal world, we want to find a combination of a perfect note-taking app. But does that perfect app fit our need? The app has to suit you as an individual, because you're the one that's gonna date it for 3 to 5 years. Only long-term relationships from putting in effort will bring you compatibility. So to prevent a regretful decision, we have a few criteria when we date note-taking apps. The first one is finding your purpose. Is it personal knowledge management, project management, or life organization? So the second one is how the function of the app suits your note-taking style and your needs. The third one is the ability to work and collaborate within the app, because humans are really collaborative animals and we dominate the earth. And then of course the fourth one, we got to enjoy the app. So polyamory, monoamory, or staying single with the good old paper, which relationship works? Let's find out. So let's start with Stone Age. Like little cat. There's a rat right there. Hunters have really sharp eyes on what things they want to capture. The first step to any note-taking is to capture your ideas, thoughts, articles, books, because our brain is not good for memorizing. So we must build a system around our brain and our laziness to make this whole thing work. Think of this type of app as a temporary storage information inbox for you to process the information later. I use the Drafts 5. So this is the rundown of the app's basic interface and function, because you want to get to know the app a little bit better. So when you first open it, there's a blank page and a blinking cursor for you to enter your note into it directly. There's no friction. And I really like the voice dictation app on my Apple Watch. I can dictate my thoughts into this app directly. There's no excuse for my thoughts and ideas to disappear into the space-time continuum. And when you swipe on the left, you get the inbox. This is where your notes and captures will sit. You can flag them as important or tag them. When you swipe to the right, you get an action list. You can send it as message, Google search it, post it on Twitter, or even do customized scripts for your actions, but only in the paid version for $1.99 a month. And no, it is not sponsored. After exploring this app, I found that this love relationship is more like an instant quick bond type relationship, because you just quick capture, leave it in there, and go and come back to it when you have time. Our next mate is programmers. So with this type of personality, they love planning and structure. They will have a vision of the structures before they even start. If you're looking for a project management app, and your soulmate will be Notion. Let's give it a play and dive into what Notion has to offer. So Notion names itself as the all-in-one workspace. I love its collaboration features and block system type of organization. Free for personal use or some payment for team collaboration. You can customize your own templates, use Kanban view, calendars, and timeline to track the status of each project. And all of this is accessed at your fingertips on your phone because it has a phone app. But the downside is that there's not that much of a linking feature like Chrome research, and this app is not end-to-end encrypted. This means that only the users can read the messages. If you really care about security and not wanting your notes to get shared out, this app might not be for you. I strictly use this app as an idea factory for YouTube scripting, or because I really look forward to using the team's collaboration tool in Notion if I do really build up a team. For those visual folks, here's a quick summary. I broke up with this app for romantic purposes. I didn't ghost it completely, it's like my friend out there. And don't worry if this app doesn't fit you, because it took me 2 years to find my primary and favorite note-taking app. And during this process, I have to rethink my fundamental relationship with note-taking. What is the purpose of note-taking, and what type of notes do I take? So there are 3 types of notes. First one is quick capture notes. The second one is reference notes, where you highlight books, podcasts, videos, and websites. And then the third one is thought notes, where you synthesize and write things in your own words. I don't believe love at first sight, but maybe with note-taking app there is. Scrubbing with my outing lamp, and I instantly met my love at first sight. It is the microbiologist. This personality loves exploring things and have spontaneous thoughts popping out here and there. If your note-taking purpose is brainstorming ideas, personal knowledge management, and enhance your creativity, your favorite soulmate might be Research, Obsidian, or RemNote. So what are so special about those apps? Because they all feature bi-directional linking. This is the most fundamental function of those types of apps. It is a way for you to link pages, and you can access this page anywhere as long as you type up the title of this page. This function allows you to synthesize and process your knowledge. Just like how you cultivate bacteria into colonies, those ideas also bloom like little dots on the petri dish. So the similarity among those 3 apps are its organizational strategy with bidirectional linking, and you can even use coding to customize your database. Here are some examples of the themes. Consider how much function and customization it has. Even now, after using it for like 2 months, I still do not grasp all of the useful functions and how you type your notes. When you type your notes, it is always a gigantic list of bullet points. You can focus on each single bullet point with the zoom bullet point function. All of those apps also feature sidebars where you can multitask like a ninja. Also feature a daily note function where you can capture your feelings, thoughts, and ideas instantly on the day where it occurs. So let's get to know Mr. Research first. This app has been out for the longest time, so it has more tutorials on YouTube. It specializes in synthesizing knowledges, and it has a lot of functions based on this part. It is block references. So what is block references? It means that when I'm grabbing a source from another note page and reference it on this new train of thoughts, when I click on this reference, I can jump back directly to this original source of information and look at the context of the source. So the con of this app is very clear. There's no mobile app, everything on the server, no offline access, and it costs $15 per month for $165 per year, or $500 for 5 years, which is around $8 per month. I know for note-taking app this is kind of expensive. Here's a summary for you before we keep on dating. Our second mate is Obsidian. So what's different about Obsidians? It stores your information database as plain text on your local computer. And yes, the good thing that it is free and it's very secure, because your data is your data. It is not uploaded to a server. And another benefit is that the graph view of this app is like a severe bubbly thing, and it is so aesthetically pleasing. And it has tons of plugins and customizability. Well, the downside of this app is that you got to pay for the cloud services mode. Here's the little review for you to see if this is your soulmate. So the next mating candidate to better know about is RemNote. So what's different about this one? It particularly markets as a note-taking app with active recall and spaced repetition built into it, because it allows you to make flashcards as you take your notes by typing 2 colons. It minimizes the friction of making flashcards and note-taking app. And some of the cons with this app is that the learning curve of this app is quite steep. And the app is quite new, so there's not a lot of tutorials online. It makes learning even harder with those terminologies. Even now, after using it for like 2 months, I still do not grasp all of the useful functions. Do you like those microbiologist apps? We have finally arrived to my current love affairs. I use Research for YouTube, synthesis, knowledge management, and just book highlights in general. But for RemNote, I use it specifically for school because dental school is such a niche knowledge. So if those apps seem so complicated for you, we might need to go back to some basic note-taking apps. God knows how many they are. So fidgeting with the Aladdin lamp for the last time, the genie hops out and we encounter the data analyst. This type of personality really likes to collect data and store information in a strict filing system. So with this type of organization strategy, each note is within a notebook. If you like those type of stiff organization and for later quick access retrieval with your potential soulmate would be Evernote or Bear. So what are the general features? All of those apps allows you to chug and handwrite a lot of notes in there. Imagine it as your external long-term storage. Whenever I have a note or a receipt, I take a picture of it and put it into the trusty Evernote. It is a really simple app to learn and use, but downside is that the Pro version allows you to have more storage space, while the basic free plan has quite a limited amount of free storage space. Here's a little summary before we move on. And the next one is Bear. Bear is kind of like Evernote and Apple Notes had an aesthetic little baby. It has a reading time function, so whenever you enter a bunch of text into a piece of notes, it shows you how long this text will be read, and it is perfect for my YouTube script. This is our final candidate for note-taking apps. Did you find yours yet? Well, but with all those apps, there's one downside. It doesn't allow you to process information, so it might end up as an informational graveyard. My love language with this app is totally not compatible here. I have broken up almost completely, but it is still my acquaintance long-term memory. I really need some bidirectional linking with some flexibility. Bro, that doesn't fit my need. Bye-bye! Have you found your soulmate made note-taking app yet? So from dating so many note-taking apps, there's no perfect soulmates. It's about how much time and investment you put into this app. And the most important thing is that you have to know your purpose and what your note-taking style is. When we are storing and collecting information, we are a data analyst. When we do projects and manage it, we are the programmer. And when we the design technologist, we are the microbiologist. Here are a few things that I considered before committing completely into a subscription or chugging all my information into this note-taking app. First is the cost of breakups. It is informationally and emotionally painful. Informationally painful because it is a lot of cost to transfer information from one note-taking app to the other. Not all note-taking apps have import and export functions with different types of files, and emotionally painful and tiring because you got to learn and get to know this new whole friend and mate again. If there's this hot man walking down the street, do you want to drop your current boyfriend and start right away with a new relationship and have to go through this communication process and learn about a new person when you already have a stable relationship? Before you switch, ask yourself, is it beneficial for you to switch, and does it actually worth the cost of learning this whole new app to improve your workflow? Research on this app and get to know this mate well enough before you commit. And second one is to think in the long run, because we want to commit it for at least 5 years to see the results of this app grow. The second one is the love bubble honey phase with oxytocin. Don't fall into the hole of the shiny toy syndrome. If the goal is continuously switching from trend to trend and just trying apps out, having speed dating and is not gonna help you in the long run because it is quite meaningless. So the final conclusion is that we can make polyamorous relationship with multiple note-taking apps. It is more of a one-way relationship. It doesn't work in real life because consider how much communication strategies need to work between different girls and guys, and just a lot of trust issues that doesn't work out. If you also like this video and find us helpful with choosing your note-taking app, you might also want to watch those other videos based on my workflow in enrollment research and an overview on RemNote, or how to build your GTD system in Notion for free. So thank you all for watching, and hope you choose your favorite note-taking app and find your love affair with this whole wide range of note-taking apps. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!